Welcome everybody to episode 2 of Bobby and Sally's Wealth Manifesto. This is our go at a podcast. So just wanted to welcome you guys in first off and appreciate you guys joining in on us. We are recording our episode 2 for our YouTube channel. And at the same time, we're also live on my Facebook page. We're ready to say what's up to you guys. See how everybody's doing. Got my water, got my Sally. Sally, say hello.
Hi.
Got my little baby boy Robert with us here. Say hello, buddy.
He's actually pretty good right now. He's not even crying. So usually he cries when he's awake.
He is so cute. But oh man, I'm just gonna quickly show him off to you guys.
He's 3 weeks.
He's gonna be a month old next month or next couple of weeks from now. But he's so big, and look at his cute little face. Look at his cute little face. Look at that sweet little face.
Okay, don't make him cry.
I love this little guy so much. Lots has changed in my life in this last year. And, it's the end of the year. Everybody's reflecting. It's all, looking back. And looking back, like, look at this, guys. Who's been with me over a year? Who's been with me for over a year and is now seeing this being like, Bobby, you did it. Like, Ben, come on. I know Benjamin. That guy and I, we go back to, like, the days. I got my son. I got a son here. This is so cool. The day, you're so cute. Okay, pass you back to mommy. We've got business to do. We've got business to handle. So, as I was saying, we're doing episode 2 of our podcast here, and the whole theme or the thesis is going to be the lifestyle journey of Bobby and Sally as we progress through our journey becoming leaders and speakers and entrepreneurs, and the whole nine shows up inside of this vision that we have to become better for this world and create a better place for everyone else. So, we decided, along the path, getting a podcast started or getting a, communication started where you guys can actually sit down, enjoy, and be entertained, get insight, learn a little bit of what's going on, and what we do and how we can help. And it just serves as us a platform for us to get better and better. So definitely wanted to share this with my live audience because you guys know I love you guys and I'm always out here doing lives, doing crazy things. So this is really just like a normal day for us on my news feed. Whereas for me and Sally, for us on the podcast, this is like a pretty big monumental move forward into the, the collaboration of our communication. So I'm pretty excited because, we're going to do some pretty crazy stuff. And, today I figured, we would talk about okay, episode 2, like life path 2. I'm a life path 2. And she's a name. She's got 2 in her name. So numerology, everybody knows. If you don't, I'm a numerologist, and we're also home-based entrepreneurs. So, we look into numbers. We look into the meaning behind them. So I was thinking, what are we going to do for an episode 2? And I felt the most appropriate would be to share with you guys the history of each of us. So you guys know we're going to do a history class, or we're going to do like a this is what you missed coming up to the 34 years of our lives, showing up for you here now. Like, what happened? Where were we? How did this little guy come about? And I hope you guys find a lot of value, and I hope you guys find a lot of power and see yourselves in it. So feel free to hop on. Feel free to jump off. It's no big deal. I know it's a go live. People are supposed to go live for like 5 minutes. We're going to be on for about an hour. So we aim to be here for a good 60 solid minutes. And we're about 4 minutes in. So, Sally, would you like to say a few words to our loving people? I love it when she says stuff.
Go for it, babe. On the spot. Well, I just want to say thank you for following our journey, for supporting us in this. And we hope that we can give value to you. Maybe you can relate and learn something from our experience.
So sweet. Honestly, like it just makes you feel Like, I don't know what the feeling is, but like when she says things to other people and I'm watching, I just melt. And I just find so much charm in the way that she is. It's just such a beautiful feeling. I love this girl.
Thank you.
So we're celebrating a year this month of being together, of knowing each other, actually. It was internet love at first sight. All right. So basically we just like decided to be together, and it was crazy because last year she had, like 3 small kids, and now it's 4 small kids. And lots has changed in this year. A lot has changed. I wonder how many of my friends see me, or how many people I know have seen me and haven't really gotten the full story of what actually went down. So I'm going to share this with you guys. I think, seeing as I'm not sure which one's more dramatic. I'm not sure which story is going to be more dramatic, mine or yours. And I'm not sure which story you want to even share with people. Because Sally is not, I mean, yeah, mine's going to be a little worse. Well,
it's how you deliver it.
It's how I deliver it. I'm a little bit more...
specific.
So, I'm definitely going to share with you guys a little bit of my story and what brought me up here and what brought me to this little guy today. Sally, I think maybe you might want to do it first. If you want to share, I'd love to interview you a little bit and share with us how you got to today. There's some things that people want to know. Their inquiring minds want to know, like, where did you grow up? And you have
to be specific with me because that's
so I'm gonna what we're gonna do is we're going to take a journey, and you guys are gonna see, because this is throughout our chapter. What's up, Ty? How's it going, brother? Throughout my my life, throughout our podcast, we're going to deliver some powerful invitations. We're going to deliver some powerful messages for you guys that are inspirations, call to actions, call to engagements, and a call to rise, so that that there are people out here who are going to help you create the success in your life that you deserve. So we offer a varied level of products, levels, and services to people who are in different levels, needs of specific levels and needs inside. So I like to think that we're like solution artists. No matter what you need, I can help you get it. Okay, whether it be a mindset or a platform or a coaching or mentoring or a training or an actual product to sell, we have the whole 9. Okay, so we're out here to share with you what it's like to be us, so that you guys can find value, be inspired, learn something, be entertained by our journey, and hopefully have a lot of fun. Okay, so my buddy's saying, Ty's saying, stoked for Saturday. We're hosting a group of us on Saturday for an ugly sweater, Christmas sweater party. So we got some pretty cool stuff that's going to come out. We're going to definitely be rocking ugly sweaters.
And we're going to be on Zoom for that because somebody couldn't make it, but wanted to be part of it.
Someone, it doesn't really work when you Zoom like a gathering, like a party. Like, it doesn't really work that way. Yeah, kind of maybe a goal. I don't know. We'll figure out how we can include this person who's not going to be here. Sometimes some people just take a selfie stick and we're FaceTiming, and they're just walking around the party being like, yo, what's up? And they just say hi to them. That's cool. Have you ever done that?
Should we go Bat Baby?
Bat Baby? Oh, my little sweetheart. Hi.
But Daddy,
He's early.
but Daddy,
Usually he
you need the you want me to get it?
Usually he starts making these noises like about 4, 5 in the morning. Oh. Daddy's here. Hi. Come and say hi. Okay, we're gonna go get you some milk right now. That's so sweet. The first time I heard this cry, guys, I was just like, that's an amazing feel. And now it's just a technical difficulty inside of our podcast. Hi. Oh, I love you so much. Of course. That's a little, okay. Guys, look how cute this is. I don't know if he's gonna like it or not. Let's see if she gets him. Let's put him in. Give him a minute to cool down. I have to stand up. Oh, hi, my son. Yeah, I think you might want to feed him.
Okay, well, you can talk or...
You have to feed off screen.
Yeah.
And also off this one as well, because there's two cameras, so don't just feed off this one.
Okay.
Okay.
You have a little break, but you can continue with yours, and I'll share mine after.
That's fine. So I guess because the little child doesn't want to sit with dad while we podcast episode 2.
Is this okay?
I believe so. We're going to get him on some straight boob. This is going to be awesome. Kevin, what's up? I know, it's okay. My sweet son. And it's like the cutest thing ever to hear it too. I mean, like, I can imagine for the untrained ear, that must sound painful. But when you're like sleep deprived and you're in love with this little baby, you usually don't really notice how like upset and sleep deprived it makes you. But I believe it's all worth it. And it's a very powerful feeling to be a dad. So we're going to bring you guys basically content. We're going to bring you guys power. We're going to bring you guys life, real life stuff. And yeah, this is going to be our journey. So hang tight with us. We're definitely excited. I do this all the time. This is just a little bit more structure than I'm used to because we're going to leave a trail of this on YouTube. And I really think that it's going to be for the people looking back that get a chance to see where we came from, who we were, you know, what type of people were we, and what did we do for people. So yeah, I mean, it's a strange little paradox that we're in, paradigm, but I'm enjoying it. I enjoy life. I enjoy where I am now. And wasn't always this way. Wasn't always this way. I used to be very lonely, a very big loner. I was, you know, just, I wasn't with it. I couldn't figure it out. People thought I was with it, but I knew that I wasn't. And it led me down some deep roads. I got in with the wrong people, got addicted to the wrong drugs, and basically just like started to just throw my life away. I felt like I was the guy in prison, you know, like scraping potatoes, you know, like my days, one potato peel at a time, just like biding my time until I'm done. And that's the kind of like the idea that was like trapped in my head too. It was crazy. And in and out of jobs, just couldn't figure it out. Oh. And yeah, it was really dark. It was really sad, guys. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like it pushed me to disassociate from myself, my family, friends of mine. I disappeared from a lot of people, and it was just not a healthy place for me to be in. Sorry, my throat's just like caught. I swear I'm not gonna cry. Led me down to some dark roads. And you know, I never thought this was gonna happen. I thought that I was gonna have to give up on my dreams of being a dad, on my dreams of being married or being in love or finding the love of my life, best friend, dreams of working from home. Like you know, they talk about this like, you know, you got to like visualize and meditate, and you have to really like, you know, put the vision of your future and together. People give up on themselves. How many times have you given up on yourself, or given up on a dream, or given up on something you're supposed to do, or like you decided I'm going to go and train, I'm going to be this thing, I'm going to learn how to do this thing, and then decide later, oh, you know what, I'm going to do something else. So for all the times that we fail and try and like, you know, try something new, it it could add to the learning curve of having success in any direction. So I like to think back when I first got into business 2014 was that if you stick to something, like no matter what, how good you are, bad you are at it, you're going to get better. So if you suck at something and you continuously do it every single day, you're going to figure some things out, and there's going to become an automation that takes place. That if you just stick your head down, and just basically do the thing, that at some point there are going to be certain processes that you have to do that you don't even think about you doing. Okay, so just to give you a general idea, like that's what kind of what pushed me into wanting to get into business for myself. But even my buddy Kevin here is saying setback is setting me up for the greatest comeback. Absolutely. It's just like this. We think that success is going to be like this, but really it's more like a breathing, like you're kind of like it's not just like you going into one direction. It's almost like you seesawing back and forth to find the way in. Like we're kind of like searching for it around and be like, try this, doesn't work. Try this, doesn't work. Try go that direction, doesn't work. Go here, go big. Okay, fine. Go small. Go into the books. Go into this direction. Try this training. And we're just like zigzagging back and forth when we see other people who are just like, and it's because they've paved their own way so much that not only was it just a trail one time, but they've gone and gotten a new generation of vehicle. They know how to travel toward their goal. These are entrepreneurs, successful ones who know how to build a business or know how to successfully, like, I mean, I'm not where I want to be yet financially. I'm not yet at the place I want to be in professionally with my career, but I haven't had a job for almost over a year now. And so I've been able to, and I've got an expensive family. Like we've got a young kids and a woman with a taste finer than the queen. And so like, I mean, I chose this is my life, but the reality is that like, I feel pretty proud of myself to think that like I got no job. Sally got no job. We work from home and we raise kids full time. And like that happened, this just took place last year. And I got the business in 2014. So, and it didn't even show up the way I thought it was going to. So think for a second, guys, like you never know when your effort is going to be rewarded. You never know when like what you're doing in life is supposed to be like allowed for you. There could be a reason why you don't have the success you have right what you want. And to understand the finer silver lining around it all is to think that if you don't get what you want, you become smarter. When you do get what you want, it becomes sweeter when you had to go through times when you couldn't figure it out. And there's no magic equation as to when it's going to happen or what one thing can do for you. I like to think that because, I mean, if I look at my own personal experience, I'm like, well, shit, I didn't take it seriously. I was half-assed half the time. And I basically like didn't take, I just threw myself around through the mud. The only thing that really kept me kept me like, I guess, gunning for success was the fact that I give, and I care about other people. That I like to be a part of the journey of others. I like to be a part of that, and it's a wonderful feeling to think that that set of like I want to help other people get better. I want to help other people who are below me get to a place where they're better for themselves. Because I want people who are above me to help me get to a better place for myself. So it was a giver, like leader, like servant-based leader mentality that made me feel like if and those words from Zig Ziglar, if anybody knows them,
Oh, I like that one.
yeah, help enough people get what they want in their life, and you'll get what you want in yours. And I was just like that. I knew that. I knew that saying. Bless you. And so I knew that saying, and like I remember, I was working at a job and I got fired, and it was one of the last times I actually got a job that I had faith in getting a job before I actually got into business. And my friend Balaj, on his wall, on his Facebook profile, he had that saying on his profile. That was a saying that was on side of his profile, like the about me. it said, help enough people get what they want in their life, and you'll get what you want in yours, Zig Ziglar. And I'm like, oh, it's a sign. I was already reading the book. I looked weird because I was reading the book at a call center. And I was reading Zig Ziglar and sales books at a call center, and I didn't even have a business. And I was just like, leadership, law of the lid, leadership. I was reading John C. Maxwell. It was really weird. And then next thing you know, I was training, I remember why. I was training people to become supervisors, but they wouldn't promote me. And instead they fired me. And I was like, this is bullshit. But it was the best thing that never happened to me. It was the best thing that never happened to me was getting let go from that job. And basically, it pushed me. As soon as I got downstairs, Shaw Tower, Vancouver, downtown Vancouver. 18th floor, 17th floor, something like that. I worked in the loyalty care. I was the top selling agent for all of 2013 in the entire country as a yearly average. I was not fucking around. And these people were like, oh, my one supervisor was like, oh man, you're killing it, you're crushing it. And then my other manager was like, oh, you can't do that. That's not what we're all about. And I'm just like sitting there like scratching my head being like, I'm innovating over here. Like there's some powerful stuff that's happening. And they weren't with it. Corporate world, they just weren't with it. I don't blame them. So they let me go. And I basically went downstairs and I opened the door and I was like, I better call Balash. I seen him doing this, I guess I didn't know, like it had pieced together. All I knew was that he was making money. All I knew was that he was making money. Howard, what's up? Chris, what's going on, buddy? Look at my son. Chris Cordova. I went to high school with this guy. That's my boy. I got a little baby boy. Yeah, what's up? That's so cool. So cool. So I basically was like, I saw him doing business from home, whatever it was. Hey, Melina. And I was like, I'm gonna join this guy. I'm gonna do what he's doing, and because he's being successful. And I was just kind of like, I knew it, I saw it, he was there in my peripheral, and I seeked him out. And then I basically said, whatever you gotta do, man, I'm in. I gotta go. I'm gotta do this. I can't fucking do this job shit anymore. I was doing good this time, and I got fired anyway. And I just can't do it anymore. Nope, screw it. Bye. And so he was like, all right, man. Well, come on, sit down with me, and we'll figure it all out. Went to Starbucks. He wrote out the comp plan. It was network marketing at its finest. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm in. I hate network marketing. I hate pyramid scams. This shit, whatever it is. Whatever, right? $800. Let's go buy some water. And then he's like, it's 8,000. And I'm like, and I had like made my 60K year. I was like, corporate, like call center, debonair, so I had like, $15,000 to $14,000 worth of savings. So I was like, I can do that. I can pay 2,000. No big deal. And so I basically was like, all right, I'm gonna join this business. And at the same time as me getting fired from Shaw, I like threw out resumes and Telus, Rogers, Bell, and Rogers was like, hey, we'll give you a job. Come on down. Like, whoa, your resume looks good. I'm like, oh shit, not again. Every single time I went to a job, hey, your resume looks really good. Well, let's sit down and give you a job. And then it just like goes to shit. So I went to Rogers, and that was like hot. Like they kicked me off the mountain, and then like Rogers went and gave me a swap in, like put a spare quarter in my machine, and just let's say, no, you're still running, you're still employed, your little vending machine. Just come over here and sit at one of our desks. So I went to Rogers, and I went there with this big water jug, and I was like, determined to just like free everyone, like Matrix, like Morpheus here. It's like, I'm going to find my Neo. Where's the one who's got the business mentality, who wants to create this water business with us? And oh, was it embarrassing? I was like getting mad at people on my posts. Friends of mine were blocking me, people deleting me, telling me, don't you ever talk to me again. My cousin blocked me. My other cousin blocked me from texting her and couldn't even call her. It was really bad, guys. Like I was just like, if you're not with us, you're against us. Why the hell would you drink bottled water? It's so stupid and this and that. People are so behind. That's all. Oh my God! It's like it's killing you and it's making you dumb, fat, and stupid. I can't believe it. You're such an idiot. You should be spending $5,000 to buy my water. I was like basically the pitch. Okay, so it was a really powerful way to get nothing done. And even still, there was some diehard followers. Richard Forbes, Nick Saintu. Who else was in there? Calvin came in. My cousins came in. Stephanie, Simi, Steven.
Those are your real friends.
Those are the real people. They came into my business, and people I had known on Facebook, and I just grew over time with them. But slowly but surely, I was building this business, and about 6 months in, I was introduced to numerology, and someone showed me what does this what numbers can do for you. And I was like, okay, I want to take a look at this because Balazs showed it to me. And he's like, dude, ever since I put this W in my name, everything seems to be going like, in my life. Like I want to, like, you got to take a look at this. I was like, all right, cool, let me see this. And 6 months in, I'm having a slow time. So I went and I learned about what my numbers said about myself. And I was just like, whoa. It said so much about who I was that it was just so stunning to think that like my story was like right in front of me inside of in my hands, in my birthday and in my names. And I was just like awake. And I was like, this is I didn't even know how to calculate a thought. Are we real? Are we even going in the right direction in time? How is it that my name knows who I am? How is it that my birthday coincides with, like, are we just searching for meaning? Am I just gullible? Like, what was the, is God even real? Are we a computer program? Like is this even reality? Like, so much of this stuff just came into me, and I was just like, we're so like blinded as our human consciousness. We're like babies. We don't know anything. We just sit and cry when things don't work and our internet connection doesn't come forth, and man, it's crazy. Hi, sweet love. He's growing. No big deal. Can you give him a round too? Sweet Sally. My sweet Sally. Oh man. Baby's getting some business training. My mom. What are you doing on Facebook? So yeah, guys, I learned this technology that allowed me to have insight into people's lives, into the inner network of someone's, like, the feeling that they bring to their world. And to navigate through that language allowed me the opportunity to, years after, create a coaching business where I get a chance to touch the heart and the soul of each entrepreneur who comes and sits at my desk and change the trajectory of their lives forever. There's this classic ad campaign out there that's like, if you told me that my life would have been the way that it is now last year, 18 months ago, I would have told you that you're crazy. And this is the same thing that happened for me. It was like 2015, 2014 that I got my name changed, or I changed my name to Bobby F. Perryhart. And in that time, I got a chance to grow through some of the most major limiting beliefs and blocks inside of my personal worth, self-worth journey, more than I can even ever understand. You guys are going off here. Love and appreciate everything you do, my friend. Hey, he's saying, hey, Grandma, give you some love. Baby knows I'm watching. There you go. My mom is calming my baby through her audience participation. So baby's getting fed right now. But I was like so lost. And this name basically, like, technology, I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, still a part of me is like, is it really the name? Like, what else could it possibly be that turned everything around in my life? Could I have been destined? Could it have been the right time? Could I have learned enough? Did I go through the right experience? Did I just serendipitously meet the right thing? Colin, what's up? And everything just sort of align on its own. I like to think that there's a divine hand, and that I was meant to grow through the crap that I had to grow through, and that there is like a purpose to all this, and it has a lot to do with love and helping other people find it in their lives, loving others as if you love your own family, and giving everyone in the universe a good solid taste of that brotherly love, where you realize what they're going through, as if it was your own family, as if that was your brother, as if you were part of the same family. You know that concept, we are all one? If we could, like, because when we step into this world, it's a very separatist sort of feeling, right? Like we were happy being one, and then the world is like, just kidding. Now that everything is getting ready to go, you're complete your training, your incubation. Now you're going to be separate. They're going to cut the cord, and you're going to be very vulnerable for the next couple of years. So then we rely so much on like servants being serviced and served by others and serving others. So it can get psychologically damaging to the point where there are adults doing really strange things, and people are stuck under mediocrity. They can't create this success in their life. They're trapped under debt. Ray, what's going on? And they can't help other people. They're not in a position to help anyone. They're just in a position to tell someone some bad advice. That's a sad place to be. So of course I want to grow myself and become a better person and this and that. Because I was like, looking back now, I'm like, jobs just couldn't hold me. They just didn't have enough space to, house the value of what I wanted to do. Because I wanted to build my own business in my own way and build it on my own time and to create it the way that I wanted to. And it's one thing pulled up after the next. And I can't tell you guys, if you were to have 30 years of living your life half off the chair, can't get a grasp on life. 30 years, 31, 32 years, 31 years. And then in 31 years, suddenly someone changes the direction you grow into. If it took you 3 years to unload 3 decades of all of the stuff that you had to grow through, that would be a very worthwhile journey. I pose another supposition. What if you were to invest in yourself or invest in the business? Because most of us are in this business together. What if you were to invest yourself in this business like day in and every single day, and you get laughed at and your family would tell you you're crazy and like you wouldn't be able to do anything. And then in 4 years, you would have a year where you didn't work a job and you made over 6 figures in 3 seasons. Would it be worth it to you to persist through years of nothing happening until you get to a year where everything explodes? Think about that. Would it be worth it? Or even like, let's say Balage's situation. The guy makes like, I don't even know. The last time I kept track, every season he's making about $250,000 in a bonus. So it's fairly large levels of income that is coming through his life, making at least $1 million a year in bonuses alone. So he went into a business and for 5 years was unable to get it off the ground. After that time, the tables turned, the tides turned, and the daylight of his business had arrived. And had he given up, had he not stayed through, he wouldn't have been able to see it. He would just been like, screw it, whatever, this is too hard. But because he didn't give up, in 5 years now, he has that. Would you spend 5 years of not being able to get something done in order to make $1 million in bonus commissions in a year alone? if that way, if it was to take you 5 years to do it, would you invest? Would you do that? Or what about the cost of failing? If you were had to invest in yourself and it didn't work, would you rather have taken the chance to see that it could have worked or not? Or would you rather just sat and said, no, you know what, I'm just going to disqualify myself before it even becomes a thing? Something to think about. Because we all get caught up a lot in, what we think we can do, what we think is possible, what we think is based on the things that we, like have learned in life. And we don't base enough on what God's got planned for us, what what we're capable of, what could happen if all things went powerfully well. We never think in terms of that. We always think in terms of like, well, I've done this before, so I should be able to do this again, or I've never done this before. I don't know what I'm doing. Like the people who don't know what they're doing, they've never done this before, pick it up easier. It's us that have the habits that take a little bit of extra time. So, are you ready to come on, babe, by any chance? Or are you still feeding, or can you cover him while you do this? What a sweetheart. Unless you guys all want to see Sally's boob. Meh. Sally's like, stop that. Don't you even dare. Stop talking like that.
Want me to talk about?
I love. Oh, I mean, like, I'm just kind of stealing the show here. I'm in a zone. I'm just like, boom! This is power, guys. This is awesome. And I'll share with you guys this. If you guys want to stick with us for another 10 minutes, it is 11. The last 11th of the year. Last 11/11 on the last 11th of the year.
Oh,
So
11/11.
this is December 11th, and it's 11 p.m. So we like to see patterns and numbers and things that show up all the time, and it's been a pretty cool set of them that have been happening. Everything that's been going on. So if you get in for that kind of stuff, if you feel like God gives you love and light and shares with you its divine power, then stick with us. It's like another 7 minutes away right now. And Life Path 11's my boy Kevin. Share that moment with us, because usually that's what I do. Is I give my wife a kiss, and I usually just reset any frustration or any BS that's going on in my life, and I kind of just like chill and remember how freaking blessed and like crazy I am that like this background behind me saw me create 6 figures this year. Like that's a huge accomplishment. Like that's powerful, and I couldn't have done it without these books. I couldn't have done it without these rappers. I couldn't have done it without these superheroes. I couldn't have done it without this Sally over here. Couldn't have done it without the universe. Without Zelda or Link, Superman, without Pokemon. So yeah, without all these books for sure. But yeah, guys, it's been crazy to think that like my life is good. So stick with us next couple of minutes. We're going to enjoy that. Then we got a couple more minutes to go. But I wanted to share a little bit about my story for you guys, so you guys at least got a good understanding of where I'm coming from. So I've been able to create a pretty interesting looking business where I help people inside of our business help find alignment in their life. So that's crazy. Yeah, Patricia is saying now I have 4 children, 11. Blessed 5 times with Sally. I'd say 10 times. But yeah, honestly, it's a powerful place to be in. And I'm so blessed for all you guys. But I wanted to know if Sally wanted to share her story. Did you want to maybe... I know it's hard to follow this. No, I'm just kidding. But Sally, if you want to maybe share with people about where you've been, what you've gone through in life, or is there? I'm gonna list off a couple of things. Or do you want to talk? You could talk about your story into like entrepreneurism. I like people to get a little bit of an idea of who you are. So if you want to maybe share a little bit about your story about, just who is Sally?
Okay, so we can start by saying where I was born and raised in the Philippines. Moved to Canada when I was 22. Yeah, 22. And I was already married then. That was my first marriage. And no children. Didn't go well. The marriage ended, and I got remarried, and that's when I had my first two children, and then that didn't go well either. And I met someone else, and then I had my third child, and we didn't get married or anything like that, and that was the darkest moment of my life, when I was thinking, maybe there's no one meant for me. Maybe this is just my life. I was destined to not be with anyone. And so it got to the point where everything happened like at the same time, where I lost my job, moved to a transition house. I got pregnant, and then the relationship didn't go too well. And I felt like no one's gonna, having 3 children and no job, no one's gonna be with me. I was thinking, I had that limiting belief that no one's ever gonna be with someone like me. And then I met somebody who introduced me to law of attraction, and at that time, you wanna do that?
Okay.
So you can continue from there, because that's when I did the feng shui, and then I attracted my soulmate, and then the business came. Right? You can tell my story from there.
You want me to tell your story?
From there, yeah.
So, and then I guess basically what Sally was going through was a time where, like, she was ambitious, wanted to get stuff done, but there was just not, I guess it's just that she didn't have the quality people in her life. And I had actually had a dream. Oh, it's okay, my sweet son. There was a dream that I had about 6 months before I met her, about me giving a black-haired Filipino girl a kiss on a beach. And this basically happened like 6 months before I met her. And when I met her, it was the most like synchronistic level of events that all started to circulate around numerology. And if I had seen someone put 2 charts together like this, I would have been like, this you should be with. I had seen that feeling inside of that you should be with this. And I had to follow the vibration, because I knew that something about it was guided. Something about it was naturally aligned, or supposed to show up in my life. And I pay attention to these types of things. Like, this is the whole point of me learning about vibration and learning about what it shows up for other people. So when I got a chance to see something like this occur, there you go. Look at that. It's 11:11 right now. Give me kiss. When I allowed, and it's a powerful message right now, even the fact that it's 11:11 as I'm saying this, it's like an angel divined this woman into my life, and it was almost a dream that happened first. And I fell for the kids, I fell for her, and I was in a place at this point, because my business was taking off, that I didn't need a job anymore. So I came and decided to be a full-time dad and create a family with Sally. And it was December 18th, so it was next week that we had met. And we'll be celebrating a year, coming up in the next week right now. And so it was like off to the races with us. February, we experienced Valentine's. I said I was going to move out in June. I ended up moving out in March. We didn't have a place to stay or place to live. So I moved in and crammed inside with all the little guys in a house that was too small for them. And now suddenly I was there with my dog. So it was like we needed to find a place, and I was unable to find something. So we ended up now March 2 days in, we came down to Nanaimo and we found a house out here that was the right price, the right fit, the right size. It overlooked the ocean. It was on the side of a mountain. There was no neighbors. It was an empty lot, but beside one house and the edge of a drop down the other. And it was just the most powerful feeling. It was like a mountainside right on the water, and I was just like, this is so picturesque, this is so beautiful. And it was right there on the like my kitchen window, inside of one of the girls' bedrooms, that this view is just so fantastic, from our dining room, from our living room. And you just feel like you're just in some sort of a resort like feel, in the middle of the woods. And like part of my backyard was just all forest. It was just such a beautiful, serene like feeling. And then the lot next door was a for sale. There's nothing there yet. Nobody's touching it. And this is big lot for sale that basically says you can come and move in and like basically buy this, Bobby, do it. And I'm just sitting here being like, my life is just clicking all together. So March comes along, and March 3rd, her and I conceive. We conceive with this little guy here, and we get pregnant.
The day before we moved here.
The day before we move. I mean, she knew it. I knew it. It was happening on purpose. It was happening with a specific intention in mind. And we had discussed it. Okay, so whatever you guys want to say, timing is irrelevant. Okay, so this is March. Inside of March, we moved into this house, and we basically unfurled as a family. Jen is 1 and a couple months. Stanley's 3, Tala's 5, and we got a young little family here. So, it gets into the routine of going into school, this and that. April, we take the kids, all 3 of them, on a road trip from Nanaimo, Vancouver Island, and we drive them all the way down to Vegas.
And I was, yeah.
And at this point, this woman's 2 months pregnant, and we're just like, okay, this is a trip and a half. I don't know if I was just very naive, or maybe I didn't realize what the extent of that would have been. But inside of a Chevy Impala, 2005, bless her little soul, that nice little car, took us down to Vegas and back. And it was like a 3-day drive one day, 3-day drive the other day. And we stayed in hotels. It was just absolutely...
Without their passports, but we managed.
We forgot their passports. We managed. We managed to get to Vegas. We managed to go to the event. And, oh, man, was that an adventure. Yeah, we got a chance to take the kids to Vegas. What happened after that? It was April. Then comes in May.
April, I think we went to Phoenix.
So in May, we went to Phoenix, and Sally decided she was this is the second trip of many that happened this year. So
that's when I changed my name.
This is when she changed her name. So at this point, Sally took her name change, and based on my advice, she took her advice and my advice and changed her name to Sally E. Tadina, and legally did that. Okay, so I was like, whoa, girl of action, that's what's up. And we were slotted to go down to Phoenix. So we got the kid, the dog, everybody taken care of. We took the baby girl with us, Jen. So the 3 of us went with little baby Robert inside of her tummy, now like 4.5 months pregnant, 4 months pregnant. We went to a flight to Phoenix, Arizona, where Sally took part in a very powerful communications private seminar for like an NLP course. So we're in Phoenix, and during this trip, we're about a day left, ready to go, come back, and we get the phone call that my dog got run over back at home, and I was just like so devastated, and I was sitting there in Phoenix, just bawling, and like I was such a dizzying pain of being like, we were just one more day, I was gonna come home and see my dog again. And, I ended up having to have that really tough call, and the amount of like pain that caused, and that was it. And there was just so dramatic, and it was really sad. So this was like the 3rd week in May. We had come back, and life was definitely different. June came along, and Sally was like, I want to get a dog for my birthday. So here I am thinking, like, the blessing in disguise. Now, Lucky is gone. We have more time for ourselves. Nope, let's get a puppy, brand new dog. So Juju comes into our life, and this is in the beginning of June. And we like, I guess, had her birthday, my birthday. This all happened inside of June. Did we do any traveling inside of June? I don't think so.
No, July.
July was when we did the major travel. So June, we basically was birthday month and get ourselves back together. We got a brand new dog. So July, however, we were like, all right, we got to go back in. So this time we had plotted a move to go around the world. So this journey took us from here with the kids this time, from Nanaimo to Australia. And then from Australia, we would spend a week in Philippines. And then from there, we would pit stop in Shanghai. And then we would come back to Vancouver Island 2-3 weeks later. It's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
We basically, in July, we went to Queensland. I had been invited to speak for the Freedom Team at the Freedom Team Blueprint Mastermind. They invited me to speak on stage, and it was an amazing, brilliant, beautiful show, and it was crazy. Julie says, love meeting you in July at the Mastermind. Yeah, absolutely. It was just an awesome experience. You were there. Got a chance to see me with my jitters on stage, like talking to that 500 people on stage. It was crazy. And it was nuts to think that all this year, I had been serving people through my coaching business. I've been helping people become better, helping crush out numbers, helping crush out entrepreneurs, and helping people come to terms with themselves, dealing with grief, getting pregnant, dealing with names, dealing with children, spouses, businesses. The whole thing happened inside of this year. And with Sally's amazing support, you should do this, run this event, run this course, do this seminar. Like, her level of focus, clarity, allowed me to get to places where I would have never been able to gotten to before. So I really appreciate that.
You manifested those things too, right? That we were going to go to Australia, Shanghai, Philippines. We didn't know how we were going to do it.
Well, yeah, we wrote them all down, and I was kind of like half being like, man, this is crazy.
I don't think we could do it.
Yeah, and then it all came together. We didn't know if it was going to happen or not, but she's like, I want to go to the Philippines. We're going to Australia at the same time. And I'm like, I didn't expect to go to Australia with all these kids, and now you want to take us to the Philippines as well? What made you crazy? Was Vegas not enough of a punishment that you want to do this to the kids across the world? And she's like, oh, they're my kids too, and I love them, and we're going to do this. And I'm like, yeah, fair enough. Okay, so let's go across the world. We went across the world. It was just nuts. I lost my wallet. I got blamed for that. That one was still up for debate. Lost the phone we had bought for the kids so that they would, give us a peace of mind. So we could at least they could play. We missed our flight. There was a $2,500 cab ride that we basically had to pay. It was crazy. It was absolutely nuts. And we lost things on the way there. Yeah, right. And but I still got a chance to speak. I still got a chance to enjoy. Still was the most amazing experience of my entire life. It made me realize how small these small little things are that happen to mess us up in life here and there. But wow, July was crazy. Then we come home August. My little daughter turned 6, so we shower her with gifts, party after party, and then at the end of August, Mommy and Daddy go off to Toronto one more time. That's it.
This time, no kids.
This time, no kids. Mommy and Daddy go off into Toronto. Sally's 7 months pregnant at this point. And 6.5 months pregnant, almost 7 months. She's showing, okay? It's like pregnant. We go to Toronto, had a great time. She was a pregnant woman at a pool party getting pushed into the pool. You didn't get pushed into the pool. You got safely ferried in and out without getting. They treated her like a queen.
I did get wet.
You did get wet. Yeah, I got wet and wild. It was crazy. There was a lot of tequila. Anyway, so it was a powerful event for our business, and it's what we do all year long. We just go from event to event to event, and just want to share that time with each other. It was unbelievable, but that was just a crazy time. And this is where I met Patricia, right? This is where I met you. This is absolutely what happened at that moment. This is our year, guys. This was 2018. At this point now, people are like, "Oh my God, Bobby was crazy!" Like I had done webinar. I had gotten done on Winning Wednesday. I became a part of the Freedom Team, part of the GAS, part of GPM. Got a chance to speak for people inside of different groups. It was nuts, guys. Absolutely crazy. Like my business is growing. At this point, I'm getting my branding done. Doing group sessions. I had done a mastery course. It's just been getting completely nuts. Like, this is nuts.
2019 is gonna be even.
Well, 2019 is gonna be even nuttier. It's gonna be crazy.
More fun.
More fun. It's gonna be more fun, more enjoyable. The enjoyment factor is going up. So and then what happens? So August comes and goes. We come back and sit our butts down for a little quick second here. A couple of trips over to the mainland, but we went to the mainland, and right before we did, we needed a new car. So we needed a new car, and I was like, you know what? Let's go spend like $10,000, $12,000 on something, and get like a. We got the bed first. Oh, we bought a bed. That's nice. We also bought a nice MacBook. So clearly, we're enjoying the spoils of war here, setting up our pieces for global domination. But we needed a bigger car because now we're about to have 4 kids, and 3 kids in a Chevy Impala doesn't work. Even though the front seat's like a couch where you can take 3 and 3, not going to happen. Okay, so I had been successfully without a car for this long because I didn't need one, and I couldn't afford it anyway, and like I basically made my life without one. And then I moved downtown or moved to Vancouver, so I didn't need one. So Sally had one, and basically we needed to get a new car. So I figured going to buy something nice and cool, but ended up going into Toyota and leasing a brand new 2018 4Runner, which is a pretty hefty, nice looking truck. Still not enough space because now when all these kids are in there, we have no trunk space. I'm like, far out. But at least we can get places and get things done, but it's going to prevent us from having to go on long distance trips, which is a big win for Daddy because Daddy doesn't want to do that anymore. Only first class for you, my love. We'll put the kids in the luggage. They'll get there safe. Don't worry. So we got a new car. And I'm taking Sally to the baby shower, and I wanted to, and this is it. This is like 10 months into our relationship, 10 months into the year. I'm like, I'm having a baby with her. We're going for our baby shower. And I did the numbers. I looked at the alignments, and I was like, I have to, I want to gift her a ring for our engagement, for getting married, as a token of my love for her for the like baby shower. And also, all of this stuff is happening. I'm on Vancouver Island. My family's not getting a chance to see me. So they're like, what the hell, Bobby? You were 1 minute on drugs, not going anywhere in your life. Next minute, you've got a family. Like, you changed, bro. And so it took a little bit of time to come around. But and they didn't see any of this. They didn't see any of this. It was just all, me going about my life, doing the best that I could. I wanted to give them the experience of being a part of my life in such a huge way. So I got the ring and I proposed to Sally in front of my family at the baby shower, which then turned into the engagement, engagement shower. I don't know.
And they didn't know that.
They didn't know that. Sally and I had planned it because I wanted to make sure she knew, and I wanted to share that original experience with her. But I wanted to showcase that for everybody inside of my family so that they could share that, be at peace with that. Then I actually went live, and I shared that with you guys as well, in case you guys saw that. I was live when all that stuff happened. I'm just going to quickly fix this because it's time to do this up. And guys, it was a wonderful feeling to share that with you guys. we got the car, we got the engagement, we had traveled the world. I became a world speaker, and now here we are, ready to have a baby. So we come back and it's baby watch, baby watch, baby watch. A week early, true to form. Sally's kids come a week before they're due. She goes into labor, and it was the most extensive and like drawing experience for Sally. Hi, sweetie. Look, his eyes open. He's like, "You talking about me? You talking about me? Yes, we are." She lost a lot of blood. She started with bleeding. She basically was like, it was a quick.
Yeah, that was scary.
It was quick though. It didn't last too long. 9 a.m, and then by 4 o'clock we had a kid. So it was like we went for a shift. Then they kept us there overnight. She kept bleeding, kept losing blood, and so it was just kind of like tough because here we are, like Sally's pushing herself, and then I realized that she didn't have very much time to not be pregnant between her last kid, and so like I guess the placenta was lying low, and they had to ram their hands up her and peel the placenta out. Oh,
and that's without any, just laughing.
Laughing gas.
That's
nitrous
it.
oxide is what they call it. Normally they've got like epidural and like this and that, and I'm like, give me the drugs. That was a tough one to just. I was there, and this little kid's head just goes. It looks like this like purple little face, and then she's like push one more time, and then this baby just goes plops right out on top of me, and I catch him, and then they basically I get to cut the cord, and I give him a kiss, and they wipe him off, and then straight to the boob. He's been there ever since, and it was such a surreal, powerful experience. My parents came, and they they were there when it all happened. And, my grandparents, her parents came and helped us with the kids, and it was just the most exquisite feeling I've ever had in my life. And I mean, I look back at Sally's experience, and she's had one partner, two kids, another partner, another kid, and I'm thinking like how these kids are so gorgeous, and they're such sweet little rascals, and they just offer us so much challenge. But like, how can you have such a beautiful woman and be gifted with such beautiful kids, and and fuck it up and just not like want to honor what that is? And I guess I figured that it was supposed to be mine. I was supposed to find it. It was supposed to be given to me. I always wanted to adopt kids, just didn't realize they were coming first. And I'm down for big families. I'm not the type of person who's going to be discriminative. And now I'm daddy, daddy, daddy. I'm the guy who they run and cry to. So it's been a powerful road and journey. And man, it just like I can feel it in my heart, like my bones just like it feels like they're bruising from how much my heart is just pounding. Like the feeling inside of that, to think that all of this happened inside of this year, and this was the setting up. This is the setup for what's going to happen next. So I know I kind of just derailed on that. We've come to the end of our time together.
Yeah.
You want to say anything?
That you've been amazing, taking care of me while I'm recovering, and doing everything, serving others on top of that, serving us. So I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome, sweet love. Oh,
you're amazing, Dad.
No, give me a kiss. Thanks. I appreciate that. I really do. Honestly, it's been tough because on this side of the universe, you guys are like, oh my God, mommy. Oh my God. Can you read my numbers? I'm like, I got you. Let's sit down. Let's do a session. And then on this side of the chart, on this side of the universe, cook, I gotta clean, I gotta help everybody, I got pooed on, daddy gonna get pooed on daily, daddy gonna get spit on, yes. Being like, and then the kids, they're getting mad at me when I get mad at them for doing bad things, and they're like, I'm mad at you! And I'm like, I'm mad at you! You're not mad at me! I'm mad at you! Like, you're the one who's in trouble. I'm taking things away from you now. Like, no, you made me mad. I'm like, okay. Don't reverse psychology me. Like, stop it. You're in trouble again. What? So it's like, you know,
Dealing with an
dealing with these life paths. I honestly, like, this is my little bit of chaos. So I know that these kids are going to grow up one day and that I'm going to treasure these moments, and I'm going to treasure more moments with them. I'm not waiting for them to get older or to become something else. I'm going to enjoy what moment they're in as much as I possibly can, because I don't get any sleep anymore. But it's pushing me to want to get better, because there are moments like this where I can share my story and connect with people. That makes me feel like I'm supposed to be doing this. And so I know that this is the seed of it. I'm not worried. I went through worry the other day, being like, can I sustain this? Are people gonna want to see me, you know, enough and book me until I have enough money to spend the rest of my life with? Or am I going to be able to run this Enagic business and keep making sales, you know, until we have enough money to last us and the next generation full of money, our kids full of wealth? Like, all of those thoughts were kind of like creeping up on me. And then I just felt this, like, stop it. Don't do that. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, you've got something powerful. You know, the world needs you. And this is a message for everyone, that, you know, you've got something powerful. The world needs you. And if you're stuck wondering, oh, can I just get by? Is there enough for me to just get by? That could be a very deflating thing that you go through. Okay. So Julie says, my heart is exploding for you both. Thank you. It all comes out on the wash, but enjoy while you are going through the washing machine. Yeah, that washing machine and the dishwasher are on repeat. They do not actually like ever go off. Hey Maria, how's it going? But yeah, that Patricia is saying it, trust. It's so weird what trust, like, we think we know what trust is. It's an awareness. Like, you gotta, like, for me, it's like almost like understand. It's not a trust. I mean, I on a powerful level, it's like, if you actually trust the universe, then you just know, you just understand that what you give will come back to you 10 times. You are a magnifier. So when the universe converges into our source and it becomes part of our vibration, we get a chance to use consciousness to design the paradigm that we live in, to design our own box that we live in. So choose it wisely. Like, don't get caught being like, oh, I've done that before. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to kill you. The best thing you can do is to understand that if you give the world love, the universe will love you back 10 times. If you give the world value, the universe will value you back 10 times. If you give the world, like, whatever you do to others, it's going to come back to you.
It may take time, but it will.
It may take time, but it will. You deceive someone, it's going to come back to you. If you hurt someone, it's going to come back to you. If you hurt yourself, it's going to come back to you. So, I mean, people love to call this karma all day long. And I'm like, it's more like displacement, like when you put a ball into water and then, like, the amount of the ball, like, spills over the side of the cup. It's physics. It's physics. This isn't spiritual belief of, like, oh my God, if you believe it, it's going to happen. Your brain is a magnetic antenna. Like, we don't get this. And, like, especially in numerology, which we'll dive into inside of our time together. Guys, the power of what you guys have before you, if only you were to learn how to speak this language, it is so phenomenal. It is just so phenomenal. I'm currently right now teaching the course again. I'm about to do day 3 tomorrow, and it's just unbelievable the amount of insight and the depth that we can grow into by taking a look at what's inside of what I do. But dreaming big, it's been one of those realities that's really, it's been this, it's almost like a beacon. When you dream big, you're sending a pulse out into the universe that says you've thought about it. Instead of, oh man, I wish I could live my life like MTV tells me to live my life. Or I wish I could live my life the way Cosmopolitan tells me I should live my life. Or I wish I lived my life the way that the rich people say I should do it. It's like, you know what? I get it. We're creatures of pattern and habit. So we like to have the nice things in life. The materialism and that stuff is all fun. I like it. But at the same time, like, it's not the same to everyone. Some people don't give a shit about traveling. Some people don't give a crap about one thing or the next. Some one person's level of success is not the same level of success for someone else. So like, you know, there are a bunch of different stories. I think that yours is the one that's worth investing in. And so I guess that's enough for me from us today. We ran a little bit over time, but we were a little bit late this week. Busy things, holidays. So thank you guys so much for watching. This message has been brought to you by Bobby and Sally. You can find me at www.bobbyfperihar.xyz for my numerology coaching. If you want to book in a session with me, I guess you can see it on my profile. But what I'll do is I'll quickly just write it in here as well, and that way you guys can get a chance to book in with me if you'd like. It's bobbyfperihar.xyz. So if you're watching the replay, you'll have to basically, type it in, Bobby F. Perihar. It's in the description. And then if you are an entrepreneur or you are keen to be one, you're leaning on trying to create an online business or trying to create the lifestyle of your dreams, your desire. Maybe you don't want to work from home and just raise your kids like Sally does. Then lifestylebysally.com. You'll be able to link up with lifestylebysally.com and get an invitation to see our platform and how we help people create wealth. We're going to go through it. We're going to spend an entire episode talking about the nature of our businesses, whether it be numerology, public speaking, or we do our events, or we're going to do affiliate marketing. You're going to get a chance to see it all and go shopping with us throughout the way that you go through. So I appreciate you guys sharing your time with us, your evening with us. I know it's a little late, and we much love and much appreciate you guys. We will see some of you soon. If you're watching this in your Vancouver Island, and you're coming to our house for the Mastermind Ugly Sweater Party. It's going down, some big things going on. Not going to ruin any surprises, but it's definitely going to be a powerful feel. So if you're passing through, or if you need an excuse to get out of the house, get on a ferry, come down to Vancouver Island, come to our Mastermind, and come and see what type of a family we exist with. And meet my family, meet my kids, come and see my house, come and see where we live and who we are. All right, guys, Sally, can you come and say something nice and inspiring for everyone and leave us off on a high note?
Well, I hope that we've given some value, and we thank you for following us on our journey. And we hope to see you again next time.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I love you. Welcome. All right, guys. Let's have a good night. I'm going to pause the recording or stop the recording here. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.